Hey everyone, it's LockRQT here, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new trailer for the map Terminus that Treyarch dropped on their YouTube channel yesterday, titled Black Ops 6 Zombies Terminus Intel Drop. Now, we get a full video from inside of Treyarch, which is an intel drop on the map exclusively talking about Terminus. I imagine I'll have one in the future for Liberty Falls. We get Kevin Drew, the associate director. Basically, if you don't know who Kevin Drew is, he's the brand new Jason Blundell. I'd say that's probably the easiest way to put it. He's worked previously on games like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, etc., and he's now the sort of main director for Zombies, alongside obviously good old Craig Houston, who we know for like the story of the past games and whatnot. But today he's joined by Anthony Saunders and Hugh Somrit. Again, I apologise if I've butchered any names there, where they're talking about Terminus. And one thing I want to start off with right away is something very interesting. So in the background of the sort of, developers talking about the map Terminus, we actually get some gameplay on monitors in the background. And on some of this gameplay, we can see something very interesting. Now, inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies, you'll get the sort of operators, or the, like the handlers rather, in the background talking to you over comms. You had this in Vanguard, MW3 Zombies, as well as Cold War. You had characters talking to you about the story and the map and just things going on in general. And we know this is going to return in Black Ops 6, but the really interesting thing here is we're going to have a mystery character talking to us inside of Terminus. As you can see, we've got an example here on screen of gameplay where we can have Peck talking to us. It's very similar to how it is in MW3 Zombies in terms of, having the character's portrait with sort of the audio waves below it. And here on the monitor out at the trailer, I think this is when Hugh's talking, we get a mystery character. It's an orange box with a blacked out silhouette of a character we don't know. And a lot of people are theorizing and speculating that this is indeed Edward Richtofen. Now, for me personally, it wouldn't make sense for Richtofen to appear in Terminus, more so Liberty Falls, as we do know that Liberty Falls will have a focus on Richtofen being the main villain, and we know that the story inside of Terminus will be our characters trying to hunt him down. But what if we actually get audio logs from Richtofen in this map? We've already had hints that Nolan North is returning to voice Richtofen, so I feel like if he returned just to maybe taunt our characters, or maybe it's like audio logs like the Zombies of Old, where maybe it's Richtofen talking about Project Janus, or maybe he voices some like AI or system within the labs of Terminus in the underground labs, that would be pretty nutty. I feel like this information would have been already sort of leaked out by, content creators and people that have played the map early, as pretty much everything for this map has already been leaked out, and I feel like something as big as Richtofen returning would be leaked. But tell me in the comments below, who do you think is this mystery character? I think the only other character that could be blacked out is either a brand new character who we've never met before, never heard of, never seen, or it could be Maya's brother. Now, in terms of our brand new cast for Terminus, we know we're getting Weaver, Dr. Grey and Carver all returning from Cold War. However, we also know that we're getting our brand new character Maya, whose sole intention in sort of joining this prison heist and breakout to break out these characters with Peck out of the prison and the island is to find her brother somewhere on the island. So I kind of feel like this character is sort of like in the silhouette, could be Maya's brother, but again, we're gonna have to wait and see. Another really interesting thing from this intel drop is the fact that we've potentially had the Easter egg final boss of the map already leaked. Now, to me, I kind of feel like this is a very, very given boss fight, really. I can't really see this being anything else, but we do know in Terminus you'll be able to drive a boat to different islands. However, this sounds absolutely broken, because in theory you could just drive in a boat and be safe. However, Treyarch have designed a gameplay system around this to keep you on your toes whilst you're in the water and to keep you moving. You'll have tentacles that pop out of the water shooting gas at you that will then follow you and slowly damage you until you get off the boat and onto an island. Now, Now, this is going to be really interesting, as we've already been told from YouTubers and content creators who have gotten to play the map early, you cannot kill the tentacles. However, you can permanently temporarily stun them or sort of hinder them, but you can't kill them outright. Meaning that we could potentially see a giant kraken or octopus or mutated octopus or something tentacle creature as the final boss of the Easter egg, as Kevin Drew actually hints in this intel drop video that we could potentially sort of be, foreshadowing something bigger when he's talking about the tentacles, meaning that potentially we get to fight the sort of thing that's emanating these tentacles from below the water. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. I think it's really obvious that it's going to be like a kraken or maybe a giant squid or octopus or again some abomination that has tentacles. It could be very similar to how Extinction's final boss was the kraken cryptid. I think that's what it was actually called on the map Mayday, so it could be very similar to that, where maybe we're on a boat or the island fighting a giant octopus. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. So let's also talk about the other points made in this video. Well, Kevin Drew and the other developers talk about Terminus. Apparently Terminus is going to be one of the biggest, largest round-based maps ever made. Now, we're going to have to wait and see sort of for launch when we can actually get our hands on the map. However, we have had rumours that this is potentially the biggest map of all time, sort of outdoing maps like Moon, Call of the Dead, Mob of the Dead, Shadows of Evil, and even Transit, which was absolutely huge. And apparently Terminus is even bigger than Transit, so we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Personally, I think Terminus is looking really good so far, and I'm just really hoping that it's a fun map to play, and especially on, it has that replay value, that staying power, something like Mob of the Dead, Origins, Dead Eisendrache, where 10 years down the line we'll still be playing this map. And of course they talk about the early 90s setting, the fact that this game takes place 5 years after Cold War Zombies. We already know that from the post-credit scene, as well as we already know that from the opening cinematic that Treyarch released, and I can't wait to see how the story continues. In the video, they also talk about the tropical environment. Apparently it features a mixture of the prison, the sort of catacombs at the island, caves, ruins, as well as a secret research facility in the Philippine Sea. And again, we get to see all of this within the full 17 minutes of gameplay. If you guys haven't seen sort of no commentary, uncut, the full gameplay, it will be on my channel if you guys want to go watch that. And we do know that Terminus is also going to have an extremely dark atmosphere, and apparently the map is designed to evoke chaos and tension from the recent zombie outbreak. And that brings me perfectly into my next point, being that the fact that Treyarch have called this the first ever zombies map that is a living and breathing world. And for me, this is one of the most unsung features that is coming into Black Ops 6 Zombies. We've never really had this in Zombies, where we'll actually get scripted encounters and events that enhance the ambiance and the storytelling. What do I mean by this? Well, Terminus is going to include NPCs on the map. Yes, you heard that right. Soldiers and islanders that have been sort of downed by the zombies. For example, if you go into a room and you think it's empty, well, there might actually be zombies sort of eating on a human as they're still alive. We actually get to see this both in the gameplay as well as the gameplay trailer, where we see like soldiers being eaten, and then you sort of open the door to enter the room. Zombies will turn around and start coming towards you. Personally, I think this is so cool, and I just cannot wait for this to be actually in the map and I get to play it. We also get to see in the gameplay zombies like breaking out of the glass containers as you walk past them, and again it feels like very much like World War II zombies. I kind of feel like we did see elements of that where we had jump scares and zombies jumping out towards you in certain rounds, and there'd be like an audio cue, so I feel like that's very much going to come back inside of Terminus. And who knows, we may even have more encounters with NPCs and zombies in various states and levels of the map. And again, we're going to have to wait and see, but this is such a cool feature as it provides depth and realism, and you actually feel like you're in an outbreak of a prison. And I think that's something that Zombies has been missing for a while, especially that soul and the world building, and I cannot wait to see it come back inside of Black Ops 6. Anyway everyone, that's been me, LockhartQT. Thank you so much for watching the video today, and tell me in the comments below, what do you think about everything we've talked about today? Do you think Richtofen is the mysterious character, or do you think it could be Maya's brother or somebody else? And what do you think about all the gameplay features, as well as the fact that we might be facing off against a giant Kraken? Thank you so much for watching the video today, and for more Black Ops 6 Zombies content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Thank you.